After weeks and months of waiting, it is finally lasagna day. Alright, we got a lot of stuff to cover today, so we'll get started at the top with a recipe. If you haven't made lasagna before, it's got 4 parts. It's got noodles, it's got meat sauce, it's got ricotta cheese, and it's got shredded cheese. Meat sauce is good for just about everything, so I bought enough stuff to make a quadruple batch, and I'll be freezing the extra stuff because it's just as good then, and I can thaw it and put it on whatever I want, like spaghetti and stuff. Okay, so the recipe's got like almost a pound of meat. I've got 8 pounds, because I'm a growing boy, and I need my meat. Yes. Fun part, cutting onions. Easy way to cut onions without crying. You cut it quickly and you avoid the root area. That's where all the tears are, so you stay away from that. So we'll start just cutting off the top, cutting it in half, peeling off the outermost skin. And then the way we're going to cut this is we're going to do vertical cuts, then we're going to cut once through the middle, and then just chop it like that. And I'll show you how it goes. It's really easy. Okay, so if you look like, we've got it cut like this right now, which is good. And then we just take and we cut it this way. And then you just chop it all the way up to about the stem. Cut off some of that excess. Aaron, look, that's your waste. That's all the tears. Done and done. Throw it out. And look, it took like 8-10 cuts. We got half a diced onion right there. Do another 8 or 10 and we've got the whole thing. Yes. Alright, next up is the garlic. Really easy if you're cutting it in bulk. I will show you. So you got the clove here. You take it and you put it on your counter and you smack it. And you put it in like a Tupperware container or an old ice cream bucket. Shake it up. There, you shake it up for like a half minute or so, and you open it up, and look! Look! All of our garlic is peeled! It's a miracle! You just take all your garlic and chop it up. That'll stir it in, and we'll season the meat as well while we're cooking it. The recipe says to cook the meat until it's all brown, but I disagree. I say cook it further. Take it further than you've ever taken ground beef before. Have you ever had spaghetti sauce where the beef is just like, it's kind of soggy. I mean, why is it really here? It's not really doing anything for me. You cook it a little bit more, and it gets nice and crispy, and it creates an entirely new texture and an entirely new flavor, and will just bump your sauce up so many levels. Alright, it's looking really good. So what we'll do is we'll take a colander, and we'll drain all of the fat into the sink. Don't run water over it. You'll just wash all the flavor out of it. Just let it drain. Give it its time. Maybe shake it around a little bit, but leave it as it is. Look at this. This is nice and crumbly and delicious. Now we are set to make a sauce. Whee! Tomato sauce. Yes. Yes! The recipe calls for canned diced tomatoes, but I went and got some fresh ones just because they're in season. And they taste better, they make a better sauce, so we'll go with that. So, if you're looking to experiment and try to get like a new flavor or a new taste into your sauce, now is the time to do it, while it's getting set up and cooking down and all the flavors are starting to get in there. Taste it early. You can season it at any time, but the earlier you season it, the more time it has to develop and really sink in and cook into whatever you're working on. If you don't want to risk ruining the entire pot by seasoning it improperly, what you can do is take a coffee cup, or some other heat-safe cup, just ladle some out into the cup and season that, and then try it from there and see how it goes. Alright, well we're waiting for that to cook down and develop. We'll get started on boiling these noodles and preheating the oven. Time for a confession. I have never actually used lasagna noodles. But, I mean, they look fragile, so maybe be gentle putting them into the pot? I don't know. They don't even fit. What is this? Let me tell you, the last time I made lasagna, I used bow ties, and they are by far the more superior noodle. And they're so fashionable. Get this ricotta done up too while we're waiting for everything else. Oh, look at that. It holds its shape. That's cheese? Whatever. Alright, there's that. Just about done. Our big old pan. Boom. Big thing about lasagna is layers. Layers, layers, layers. So don't try to fit it all in at once. You got a lot of ways to go. Some sauce down in there. Some noodles down. Ah, these are so difficult. I hate them. I'm sorry, that was a strong word. I don't hate you. You're all right. Some of this ricotta in there. The recipe I'm using doesn't call for it, but I like extra cheese. So we just bought an entire giant bag of cheese, and we're going to fit it all in here. Because cheese is delicious. More sauce. More noodles. Ricotta, sauce, cheese, and we're done. Clean up the edges a bit here, and slap this sucker in the oven for a half hour. Alright, let us see what we have. Wow! Haha, yes! Tell me that doesn't look completely over the top and delicious. I love it! We're gonna give this some time to cool down and then we're gonna dig right in. That is how lasagna is done. I'll tell you straight out though, this is an awful lot of food, so, I mean, if you're planning on making it, invite all your friends over. Have a party. A lasagna party. Yes.